Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So class 8 we are doing chapter number 5 light. So we have done about spherical mirrors and now we are going to see what are real and virtual images. Now an image that can be obtained on a screen is called a real image. Now the image formed by a projector on a wall is an example of a real image. So, what is a real image? The real image is the image that can be obtained on a screen. So, it needs a screen. So, the image formed by a projector on a wall, the wall will play the role of the screen. So, such type of image is a real image. Now, a real image is formed when light rays coming from an object actually meet at a point after reflection from the mirror. They actually meet at the point. They don't appear to meet. As in case of concave mirror, they actually meet. And in case of convex mirror, they appear to meet. So, the images formed by concave mirrors are real images because they are formed when light rays coming from an object actually meet at a point after reflection from the mirror. These real images are always inverted. Inverted means upside down. Now, an image that cannot be obtained on a screen is called a virtual image, as the image formed by a plane mirror. When we stand in front of a mirror, then we see a image. That image is a virtual image. So, a virtual image is formed when light rays coming from an object appear to meet at a point after reflection from the mirror. And these virtual images are always erect. As we see a image in the mirror. So, that image is a virtual image, and the images which are obtained on a screen are real images, like the image formed from the projector. Now the differences between real and virtual images. Now the image that can be obtained on a screen is a real image, and the image which cannot be obtained on a screen is a virtual image. The rays of light coming from an object actually meet at a point after reflection from the mirror in case of real image, and in case of virtual image the light rays coming from an object do not actually meet but appear to meet at a point after reflection from the mirror. Now real image is always inverted and virtual image is erect with respect to the object. Real image is formed in front of the mirror and virtual image is formed behind the mirror. The image is formed on a screen in the cinema hall. This is the example of real image, and images formed by a plane mirror. This is an example of virtual image. Now there are some important rules to draw a ray diagram. Now what is a ray diagram? The formation of image by a spherical mirror is represented by a ray diagram. Now to draw the ray diagrams, we have to follow some rules. So rule number 1 is when a ray of light parallel to the principal axis falls on the spherical mirror, it passes or appears to pass through the principal focus of the spherical mirror after reflection. Now let's see, this is a ray diagram. This one, this is a spherical mirror and this is the principal axis. This is the ray of light. It is parallel to the principal axis. It is falling on the spherical mirror. Now, when it reflects, what happens? It passes or appears to pass through the principal focus. This is the principal focus. This is the center of curvature. This is the pole. So, this is the ray of light which is parallel to this principal axis. After reflection, what happens? It passes or appears to pass through the focus, principal focus of the spherical mirror after reflection. This is rule number 1. What does that mean? That if the ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, then what happens? After reflection, it passes through the principal focus. This is rule number 1. So this is the spherical mirror which is concave. Ray of light is parallel to the principal axis. If the ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it passes through the principal focus. This is rule number 1. In case of convex mirror, when the ray of light is parallel to the principal axis, it appears to pass through the principal focus. Because here in case of convex mirror, the ray diverges. So when it is extended or produced back, it appears to pass through the principal focus. This is rule number 1. Now rule number 2, when a ray of light passes through the focus in case of concave mirror or is incident towards the focus in case of convex mirror, it becomes parallel to the principal axis after reflection from the mirror. Now rule number 2 is just the opposite of rule number 1. Let's go through the ray diagram. Now this is a concave mirror. Here this is the principal axis. This is the ray of light, incident ray. The ray of light, when it falls on the spherical mirror, what happens? If it passes through the principal focus, when the ray of light passes through the principal focus, then after reflection it becomes parallel to the principal axis. This is just the opposite of rule number 1. In rule number 1, the ray of light was parallel to the principal axis, and after reflection it passes through the principal focus. But here it passes through the principal focus, and after reflection it becomes parallel to the principal axis. This is for concave mirror. Now convex mirror. Here when the ray is directed towards the focus, then after reflection it becomes parallel to the principal axis. Now what is rule number 3? When a ray of light passes through the center of curvature in case of concave mirror or appears to be coming towards the center of curvature in case of convex mirror, it reflects back along the same path. In this case, the ray of light falls normally on the mirror. Hence, its angle of incidence and angle of reflection are equal to 0. Now let's see. This is a ray diagram. This is the concave mirror. Now what happens when the ray of light passes through the center of curvature? This is the center of curvature. This is the principal focus. So when the ray of light passes through the center of curvature, what happens? In case of concave mirror, then it reflects back to the same path. It reflects back to the same path. So the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are equal to 0. Now this is convex mirror. In case of convex mirror, when the ray appears to be coming towards center of curvature, then what happens? It is reflected back through the same path. This is rule number 3. Now rule number 4, when a ray of light falls at the pole of a spherical mirror making some angle with the principal axis, it gets reflected back such that the incident ray and the reflected ray make equal angles with the principal axis. Now let's go through the diagram. Now this is a concave mirror. So when a ray of light falls at the pole, this is the pole, this is the ray of light, it is falling at the pole of a spherical mirror, and it is making some angle with this principal axis. This is the principal axis. It is making some angle with the principal axis. It gets reflected back such that the incident ray and the reflected ray make equal angles. This is the incident ray. Ray of light that is falling on the spherical mirror is called the incident ray, and when it is reflected back, it is called the reflected ray. So they both are making some angles with the principal axis. So these both angles are equal, or angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This is rule number 4. Now this is convex mirror, and this is the incident ray, the ray that is falling on the spherical mirror at the pole, at its pole. This is pole of the mirror. Now when it is reflected back, the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are equal. When it falls on the mirror at the pole, it makes some angle here. When it is reflected back, again it is making some angle here with the principal axis. So both these angles are equal. It means angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Now here we are going to discuss about the image formation by spherical mirrors. So first we will discuss the image formation by a concave mirror. When the object is placed at different positions in front of the mirror. Now number one is when the object is placed at infinity. Infinity means very far away, at a very large distance. So when the object is very far away, what happens? The rays of light coming from the object are taken as parallel. So let's consider two rays that are parallel to each other and they are coming from the object and falling on the concave mirror. So what happens when they fall on the mirror? They reflect. After reflection, what happens? They meet at focus. So the image is formed at focus. The reflected rays actually intersect each other after reflection, hence the image formed is real. So let's see, this is a concave mirror and the object is very far away, it is at infinity and the rays of light are coming from that object falling on the spherical mirror. Now they are reflected back and they intersect each other. They are intersecting here at the focus, principal focus. The image is formed here. They both intersect at this principal focus. Image is formed here at the focus. Image is real and inverted. When the object is placed beyond the center of curvature C of the mirror, then what happens? Which type of image is formed? Let's see. Now let's A be an object which is placed beyond C. Now take two rays coming from the object. One ray is parallel to the principal axis. So the ray which is parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus after reflection. This is rule 1. Now the other ray passes through the focus and goes parallel to the principal axis after reflection. This is rule 2. So there are two rays coming from the object which is placed beyond the center of curvature. The ray which is parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus after reflection, and the other ray which passes through the focus will go parallel to the principal axis after reflection. These two rays intersect between principal focus and center of curvature. When the object is beyond center of curvature, the image will be formed between focus and center of curvature of the concave mirror. Now this is a ray diagram. This is the concave mirror, this is the principal axis, and this is the object which is beyond center of curvature. This is center of curvature and the object is placed beyond the center of curvature. This AB is the object. Now what happens? One ray goes parallel to the principal axis and after reflection it passes through the focus. Other ray passes through the focus and after reflection it becomes parallel to the principal axis. So this is rule number 1 and this is rule number 2. So where is the image formed? Image is formed here between center of curvature and focus. Image is formed here because these two rays are intersecting here, meeting here. So the image is formed here. It is real and inverted and it is smaller than the object. This is the object, this is the image. Image is inverted, real and smaller than the size of the object. Now when the object is placed at center of curvature of the mirror, what happens? Let's consider two rays coming from the object. One ray is parallel to the principal axis and the other ray is passing through the focus of the concave mirror. Then after reflection, the reflected rays intersect at C of the mirror, means center of curvature of the mirror. Hence, the image of the object placed at C is formed at C itself. So, when the object is placed at the center of curvature, what happens? The image is also formed at the center of curvature, and the image is also of the same size as the object. Let's go through this ray diagram. This is the concave mirror. This is the principal axis. This is the object placed at center of curvature now. When the object is at the center of curvature, one ray is parallel to the principal axis, and after reflection it passes to the focus. Other ray passes to the focus. After reflection it is parallel to the principal axis. Now they both are meeting. These two rays both are meeting here at center of curvature. So object is also at center of curvature and image is also formed at the center of curvature. Image is real inverted and it is equal to the size of the object. Now when the object is placed between center of curvature and focus of the mirror, what happens? Which type of image is formed? So we consider two rays coming from the object and they are falling on the concave mirror. One ray is coming parallel to the principal axis and the other ray is passing through the focus of the mirror. Then after reflection, the reflected rays intersect beyond center of curvature. They reflect beyond the center of curvature. Thus, when an object is placed between C and F, its image is formed beyond C. This is the ray diagram. This is the concave mirror. Now the object is placed between C and F. This is the object AB. One ray is parallel to the axis. After reflection, it passes through the focus. Other ray passes through the focus. After reflection, it is parallel to the principal axis. Now both the reflected rays, they are meeting here at this point beyond the center of curvature. So image is formed here beyond the center of curvature and this image is larger than the size of the object. Now when the object is placed at focus F. Now let the object be at the focus of the mirror. Now we consider two rays coming from the object. One ray is coming parallel to the principal axis and the other ray is falling obliquely at the pole. Now both these rays become parallel to each other after reflection and they are said to form the image at infinity. Now when the object is placed at F, what happens? This is the object AB, it is placed at F. One ray is parallel to the principal axis and after reflection it passes through the focus. Other ray is falling at the pole of the mirror and it is reflected back. Both make equal angles. Now what happens? These both rays, reflected rays, are parallel to each other and the image is formed at infinity. Infinity means at a larger distance. Now which type of image is formed? It is real, inverted and highly enlarged. Image is real, inverted and highly enlarged. When the object is placed between focus and pole of the mirror. So the object is AB, it is placed between focus and pole. Now two rays are coming from the object and falling on the mirror. One ray is parallel to the principal axis, other ray is falling obliquely at the pole of the mirror. Now the two reflected rays diverge after reflection, therefore they do not intersect each other in front of the mirror. When extended behind the mirror, these rays appear to be intersecting. Hence the image formed in this case is virtual. This is only case when the image formed by concave mirror is virtual. Otherwise, the image formed by concave mirror is always real. But in this case, when the object is placed between the focus and the pole of the mirror, so here in this case, the image is virtual and it is formed behind the mirror. Now this is the ray diagram. When the object is placed between pole and the focus, AB is the object. One ray falling at the mirror is parallel to the principal axis, and after reflection it passes through the principal focus. Other ray is falling at the pole of the mirror. Then what happens? In this case, the image is formed behind the mirror and it is virtual, and it is magnified. Virtual, erect and magnified. Image is larger than the object. Now what have we come to know about the image from the concave mirror? And now we know that a concave mirror forms a real as well as virtual images. The real image is formed when the object is placed at focus or beyond it, and the virtual image is formed when the object is placed very close to the mirror, that is between pole and the focus. So the image is magnified when the object is placed at focus or between focus and center of curvature. It is of the same size when the object is placed at center of curvature, and it is diminished when object is placed beyond center of curvature or at infinity.